Alright, replay viewers. I felt as though, thank you for sharing, thank you for your hearts. 131, 132 right now. What's up, Connor? How's it going, man? I felt like I left a little bit of meat on the bone after watching back the Sales 103. So, what's up, Birches? Ben, cut and clean. What's up, Andy? How's it going, man? So, JNR, how's it going? So I felt like I left a little bit of meat on the bone from 103, so I wanted to go back through it just from a different angle, if that makes sense. So we're going to do that tonight. The reason is when I went back through it and started watching it, I was like, this all sounds great, but why do we have to have these agreements in place? ICT, what's up? That's a sweet F-150, dude. You see that bed back there? I mean, look at that. He could probably fit like a 21-inch lawnmower back there. Thanks, John. Yeah, finally, man. It's been too long. Been too long. Anyway, Tuesday night we talked. Sales 103 was agree to disagree. Election night, right? Where we left some meat on the bone is that, yes, you can go about setting all these agreements, but what we really need to talk about is what happens if you don't. To me, that's a lot more applicable here. Thank you, John. What's up, Travis? If we don't set these agreements, I think it's a lot more important because it's a lot more relatable. You guys have probably heard more of those stories or seen more of the effects of what happens when we don't. So, thanks for the invite. Callan, what's up? Travis, thanks for that invite. So 99.99999% of contractors do not set good agreements, and that's why anytime you talk to any layperson that's not a contractor, thank you, Andy. John's Landscape, what's up? So if you talk to the layperson about contractors, any contractors, plumbing, electrical, heating and air, doesn't matter, right? They're all going to tell you the exact same thing, is that all contractors are terrible, can manage their time or money or time or money, right? And so the reason agreements are so important, just like we talked about on Tuesday, is because it gives everyone clear direction, clear communication, clear expectations of what's going to happen in our business dealing. What happens when you don't put these agreements in place? Deadlines get missed, right? Budgets get blown, and then the third and probably the most detrimental to your business is that your reputation is tarnished forever. Now, if you live in a city like where I live, where there's 100,000 people, you may go, what's the big deal if I've got 150 customers that I've served this year? One or two have something bad to say about me, no big deal, right? Well, if you're trying to build a business solely on word of mouth, referrals, networking, that type of stuff, you're going to find that this will ultimately set you up for future success. So I have this business right now. There's two other businesses that I'm getting involved with in other areas. And this is true of every business, by the way. This is how you apply. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a lawn care landscaping guy. You can be a small business guy. You can be website guy. You can be SEO guy. You can be whatever guy, and you can apply this stuff to your business. So contractors are just terrible at it, and that's why we all hate them generally. I don't, Riley. And the reason is because none of my customers have asked for it, but also I want the ability to fire them if they start to act up, if that makes sense. So we have 45 customers. Not one of them is on a signed agreement. I did have an HOA that we had that was 5-6 units, I think. We had an agreement, but it was very, very loose. In fact, in person, they were a lot more. Yeah, exactly, the terms and conditions. I don't, Travis. I don't. Unless there is a lot to keep up with, unless there's a lot of fine print that they want to keep track of or that I want to keep track of, I just don't see the use. Now, if there are a lot of details around the property, if they've had issues with communication in the past, in my other businesses, I absolutely do. I absolutely do. That's a great idea, Riley. I mean, I think, again, If it's written down, it's a lot easier to manage because you've seen it, they've seen it, you've got a copy of it, they've got a copy of it. Excuse me, but as far as like weekly, bi-weekly, like mow, trim, edge, blow, no, I really don't. Put cards on file and have it all traditional. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I'm not. I'm just not a big fan, and not a lot of people in this area are a big fan either. But you know, it works for some, and for others it doesn't. So, no big deal. Either way, the reason that we need to talk about agreements and why it's important to apply all of these to your business is, again, back to expectations, but also what normally happens, or how did you even get the work to begin with. What's up, GR? So if you have ever done any market research, it depends. It depends. I'm not going to give a clear answer on this because I think each person is different. I personally don't do it. I don't like them. Sorry. If you like them, if you think it works for you, if it clears up any confusion, fine. That's cool. I just like communication from my customers. That's all I ever ask for. So as long as those lines of communication are open, I think we're good. If you go and talk to any of your current, past, or future customers, you will find probably one of those three things is not working. They don't come when they say they're going to come, or they're not going to charge you what they said they were going to charge you, and they end up being more, or they come, they charge you exactly what they said they were going to charge you, they don't finish on time, or they never finish the job. So one of those three things is going to happen, and that's how you can differentiate yourself, by having these agreements in place. Because you've all heard, well, you know, I had this great guy and he was super cheap, and then one day he just stopped showing up. Well, no, no kidding. It's because he either wasn't making money, or he found out that he got another better account maybe. He 80-20'd you. There's a lot of different reasons, right? You've probably also heard, well, I had this guy, but then he doubled his price, or he increased his price for 50% or something. Same exact thing. You're getting 80-20'd as a customer, and yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to clear up a little bit of that, because as I watched the agreement scope back, 1 to 3 was a little hazy, and maybe I was just excited about Donald Trump being president. I don't know. Just kidding. When should I fire a customer? Great question. I fire my customers after the second time. I like to give my customers 2 chances. The first chance is, we never agreed on any of this. We never agreed on any of this, and I'm going to do it this one time, but the next time is it. That's all there is. And if it's outside of that scope, again, for just a regular maintenance customer, mowing, edging, trimming, blowing, you know, leaves and this stuff kind of gets a little cattywampus about this time of year, because you're cutting grass and picking up leaves, and cutting up grass and cutting up leaves. So it can get a little tricky, but I give them two opportunities. The first one is like a 5-minute deal, and then the second one is like a 7 to 10 minute deal. If it takes me longer than those two, if it takes me longer than 5 minutes the first time, or if it takes me longer than 10 minutes the second time, cut. You're cut. What's up, King Arthur? Italy. Welcome into the room. You probably see a lot of those, don't you? Yes, you do. Well, probably a lot more of another horse. Another stallion. So, anyway, that's when you should fire a customer, Trump or Clinton. So you're in Italy, you're probably going to say Clinton, which is cool. What's your coding process for the aeration going to be like? Great question. Thanks, Travis. So it's pretty simple. We're doing it by either square footage or acreage. You can equate it to both. I think it's easier for customers in our area that are living on half an acre to figure out acreage. If you do $150 for up to a half acre, you can do. We don't go out to a property. We do it all on GIS. So you can go on Google Earth. You can go on, your county website and map it out. And, it's just a rough estimate, but at least you get a general idea of what you're looking at. With aeration, the great thing is that you can generally do it in 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops if it's like again, half an acre. Obviously, an acre is going to take you longer, but you're getting more money. Doesn't matter. Up to $150 for a half an acre. I like to stay around 185 for less than 3/4 of an acre. I don't. I mean, the ride-on aerator takes care of it. It's a little more work. I'm looking at some of the mechanical spreaders and stuff, the ride-on spreaders, for overseeding and fertilization and stuff, but in this area we can be a little bit higher for the higher end properties and stuff that we manage. For the aeration stuff though, again, half an acre, basically up to $150. They are good, and then 150 to 200-ish for up to 3/4 of an acre. An acre and up is just kind of a crapshoot. I mean, that may be one of those that we actually do have to actually go lay eyes on it then, because you could still have an acre of property, but 2,000 square feet of turf. So, yeah, I saw those at GIE, and they're okay. My only concern about the Z aerators is that you have the two canisters or drums rather on either side, and they're separate, so you've got some turning ability, right? Zero turn type ability. But if you watch one of their videos, and I think it's on YouTube, you see it kind of rocking like this. And that means you're getting an inch over here and 3 inches over here and then 3 inches here and an inch over here. So yeah, they are heavy, and they kind of counteract what you're really trying to do, but nevertheless. So anyway, but I did ask him about that at GIE about understanding why it kind of does that, and it seems like they've added some additional weight to that carriage to kind of keep a more consistent pattern, because aeration is all about consistency across the entire turf, especially with the zero turn that's going 6, 8, 10 miles an hour, whatever it is. Speed is great, but you need quality before quantity on aeration. That's why a lot of guys do double passes and stuff, so parallel and then perpendicular. But thanks, Kiff. Appreciate that, man. Sales 104 is coming Tuesday. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think that's the best setup for sure, because as soon as you step off that aerator and then you got to go spread, it's like it's real work. It's real work. But yeah, no, I appreciate that, Kiff. We're going to Sales 104, I think, on Tuesday, and I've been kind of compiling my materials for that over the last couple of days or so. Hopefully you guys, if you haven't yet, go back and watch the replay from last night. I thought that one was really good. And if you haven't thought about pivoting your business growth, business development, business innovation, go watch it. It's good. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And it's old school. It's old school. I mean, my grandfather was telling me about it a couple weeks ago. We were at lunch together. It's one of those things that you read about and you probably have heard about if you've ever been to any entrepreneurship class or marketing or sales class, that you have the life cycle of a product or of a customer or of the business, and at some point you have to innovate to take it to the next level. So, hey Brittany. My kids are sleeping, so hope everything's going well in Ohio. You really pulled through for us this year. We appreciate it. We only ask you every 4 years. Well, sometimes every 8. Just kidding. All right, guys, gals. Thanks, man. Agreed. 100% Riley. On-site land, hashtag on-site landworks. I think that's your new Instagram, right? I think so. Take a quick look. I'm going to show you guys these, by the way. Someone asked me about these the other day. So all these poster things. So my dad works for a company. He's the vice president of a company. And you can't really tell because this just looks like a picture. This is fabric. So can you see my finger poking through that? This is fabric. And they call these fabric frames. And so it's just a fabric. You can pull it out. They sell these to Porsche dealerships. And so then you can take this whole thing out and pop the new model in, or whatever. So he gave me all these for my birthday. reprinted them and stuff. Yeah, I know, right? It's just a matter of time. Once we get that thing sitting pretty. Little Boxster here, but again, looks like a poster, but it's definitely fabric frame. And then this one's definitely my favorite. That's why you guys get that background there. And then, yeah, this one, the Panamera 4-door. But it's cool because they can also backlight these things. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So, anyway, yeah. That's it for tonight. Dudes, dudettes, chicas. Dude, trust me, get you. Very good. Caleb, stop snapping me right now. We're trying to scope, bro. Alright, there's the last one. Caleb. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the shares. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the weekend.